5 on Your Sideline is sponsored by Seidenstricker Nobi John Deere.
Welcome into 5 on Your Sideline. I'm Corey Miller, and this is our busiest time on the sports calendar. The Blues are in action. It's hot stove season for the Cardinals. College football and basketball are rolling, and I could go on and on. But above all, right now is championship season for a lot of our high school football teams. And we had two massive games taking place around town tonight. Our first game featured Timberland trying to pull an upset on undefeated Francis Howell. The Vikings have knocked the Wolves out of the playoffs the past 2 seasons, but Timberland says this year's different, and they're relishing that role of being the underdog.
Back in the spring winter, we adopted the team theme, the Dark Horse, because we felt that we had something special. But just the way some things went last year, we thought that we would be kind of overlooked.
Nice being a dark horse because everybody thinks of us as not that good, but when we go out there and 21-0 the whole and then beat Helias in district championship, people are starting to notice us.
All right, highlight time from tonight. And to say it's cold out there would be putting it lightly. You heard Jim. But I don't think Timberland or Howell's going to let it get to him tonight. I have to show you this first play in its entirety because it's wild. High snap to Howell's Adam Shipley, but it doesn't matter. He gets it, heads one way, he hit that spinorama, then he's off down the other sideline and just decides to score himself. Oh my goodness, what a touchdown. 75-yard touchdown run. Vikes up. All right, they'd extend the lead here. It's Shipley who finds Garrett Puckett, who's going to slip a tackle, and he's off down that same sideline as well for another touchdown. Timberland wasn't going to make it easy, though. A.J. Raines tosses to Sam Mortimer, who absorbs the contact for the tough touchdown. Wolves hang tough right there, but Howell's undefeated for a reason, and they weren't going to let the underdogs rule the day. Francis Howell beats Timberland 49-18 to stay unbeaten and move on to the Class 5 Final Four. Our other local game tonight featured the always tough DeSmet Spartans. DeSmet is just a win away from advancing to the semifinals in Class 6 and have been through the ringer this year with one of the toughest schedules perhaps in all of high school football anywhere in the country. I'm not overstating that. The Spartans are used to still being around this late in the season and think their tough schedule may have helped them get here.
We feel battle tested. We've played the best teams we possibly could, and we've seen everything. We've seen teams that are big, we've seen teams that are fast, we've seen teams that are talented and strong and have elite level coaches, and frankly, Lee Summit North has all that.
It's the only game in the city. 7 o'clock at DeSmet. Everybody's going to be here. It's a show you want to see, and I feel like me and the team has got to put on the show.
Coach just said Lee Summit North in town trying to end DeSmet's season. And the Broncos are a powerhouse from Kansas City. First quarter, some trickery. Follow this. Maxwell Ford hands off to Alex Block, who pitches it to Carson Johnson, who passes it back to Ford in the end zone for a touchdown. Now that is a trick play. Second quarter, Lee Summit leads 13-0. Elijah Leonard drops back and finds Alex Block, and he's gone 78 yards for the touchdown. 20-0 Lee Summit North at that point. Spartans trying to stay competitive. Chris Cotton is going to come up with a nice throw to Cameron Wright for DeSmet. This gets him down to the 2-yard line. Great passing catch right there. And then Chris Cotton is going to just keep it himself, as we've seen him do a lot this year. He gets in past the goal line. That made it 20-6, and this game would finish with a 33-6 Lee Summit North win, ending a fantastic first season for John Merritt leading the Spartans. One of the more surprising teams still in action may be the St. Charles West Warriors. After a stunning upset of Luther North last week, the Warriors are district champs for the first time since 2014. And now bursting with confidence, there's nothing this team feels like it can't do.
They were out to prove something last week. Nobody thought we had a chance to beat Luther North, and so that kind of got them all, their juices all flowing.
I want state. I think we have the capabilities to go into state,
Yeah.
and everyone else does too. So we're trying to prepare ourselves for these games and the end goal of state and playing the state game at Mizzou.
All right, let's check in on that upstart St. Charles West team. They were on the road all the way at Sullivan in the quarterfinals, and it was not the Warriors' night. Sullivan ends St. Charles West season with a 24-10 win. Still a tremendous year for Coach Strauss and his team. There are a ton of games still to be played tomorrow involving local teams. CBC, East St. Louis, St. Mary's, Hillsborough, Cardinal Ritter, and St. Dominic are among those in action on Saturday. We'll be out getting some of those highlights as well. Here's another team in action tomorrow, and the Lift for Life Hawks have a big task on their hands. Undefeated Mid-Missouri powerhouse Blair Oaks is heading to St. Louis to take on Lift for Life at Cardinal Ritter at 1 p.m. Blair Oaks is undefeated on the season, but don't tell these Hawks they can't do something. While they may be overlooked on a statewide level, this is a talented team proving they are no fluke.
The thing that I didn't feel before when I first started, a lot of people just thought we were there by luck or by chance. This year, a lot of people believe.
They're good, we good. We just got to go out there and play no matter what, no matter who we up against. So this playoff game is big. Anything can happen.
Tackle Hunger is sponsored by Neighbors Credit Union. Here you belong.
Well, if you've seen our 5 on Your Sideline program before this year, you know we're not just focused on what's happening on the field. Week after week, schools have continued to step up and help tackle hunger in the St. Louis area. And we've tallied it up to show you which school stands out when it comes to helping those in need. So here's the leaderboard, and you see Lutheran St. Charles right there at the top. Some other great showings from Breeze Central, Ladue, Duchesne, and Mater Dei. And all our initiative to benefit Operation Food Search in partnership with Neighbors Credit Union has collected more than 40,000 pounds of food for people in need. And you may be asking, how can I help, give, or receive help myself? Well, I've got the answer.
If people would like to get help or give help, they can go to our website, operationfoodsearch.org. We've got a tab where you can click to make a donation. We also have a tab where you can learn where to find food if you need it. And especially at the holidays, we appreciate all the help that is provided. People also can drop food off at our facility in Overland at 1644 Lotsey Boulevard.
Up next, you know by now that Paul Goldschmidt is the NL MVP, but you'll want to hear what his 3-time MVP former teammate Albert Pujols had to say about Goldie getting the honor. Stick around. Now, I already told you it's our busiest time of the year here in the sports department, and this week may have been the busiest of them all. So in case you need a little refresher, I've got you covered with what you need to know. Well, the Cardinals are no stranger to first baseman winning the NL MVP, and Paul Goldschmidt etched his name into the history books on Thursday. And to no surprise, his former MVP teammate Albert Pujols had nothing but sweet things to say about the newest member of the club.
What an honor to play with you this year. What I love about you is just the way that you conduct yourself, off the field and the field, the great teammate that you are. And what an honor, just to say I played the finals year in St. Louis and played, I would say, one of the best first basemen in the game right now.
It has also been a banner week for the Blues, thanks in part to their moms on the mom's trip, of course. The Blues are riding a 5-game winning streak that includes 3 wins this week. Now back to the 500 mark, Craig Berube is keeping his guys grounded, knowing each night is a new test.
Our team's pretty level-headed. They take it game to game, and every game is a different challenge and a different type of team for sure. So, we put this one behind us. I was really happy for Greiser to get the win. Played a heck of a game, and we'll get focused on Anaheim.
Guess what? Professional football is almost back in St. Louis. The Battlehawks completed the XFL draft this week, and you see some notable names here like A.J. McCarron at quarterback, receiver Austin Prohl continuing the family legacy in St. Louis, and Belleville West's Brian Hill coming in as a running back. And these Battlehawks are ready to get on the field right now.
I'm excited for a city that, loves football, has passion about football. You're getting somebody that competes their ass off and has a lot of passion for the game too, and I want to win more than anything.
And we have to look back on a historic moment for soccer in St. Louis. City Park made its debut with City SC2 hosting Bayer Leverkusen in an international friendly earlier this week. It was a taste of what's to come for the MLS debut in 2023 and showed off just what kind of soccer celebration this town can put on.
For us as players, it's a special moment because we are the first group that's been able to use the stadium, and as a group of players, that's a special occasion for us. Just being able to step into a place that we're going to call home for years to come.
We did have one of our teams in action tonight out in Las Vegas, and it's one we're going to be talking about quite a bit this season. We check in with Illini Hoops coming up next. Non-conference tournaments in college basketball are always fun. They're even more fun when they're in Las Vegas. And if tonight was your first taste of Illini basketball, it's a pretty good place to start. Some new faces for Brad Underwood and company this season, and a big test tonight against UCLA. Here's a new face and a great name. This is Dane Danger. He's a load in the paint for the Illini. Here's another new face coming up, and he may be the best player on the team. The Texas Tech transfer, Terrence Shannon Jr. He's a walking bucket. Right now, this game's going back and forth very late in this one. Sunday night, I have your plans taken care of. You're going to watch Sunday Night Football, then you're going to stick around for 5 on Your Side at 10, and then you're going to stick around after that for Sports Plus with special guest John Hamm. We go in depth with the Blues superfan and make sure that with all the time he spends in Los Angeles, he isn't becoming a Rams fan again.
Oh, I don't root for the Rams. Whoever said that is woefully mistaken. The last time I rooted for the Rams was when Kurt Warner was on the team. No, I think the Rams' checkered history with St. Louis has permanently soured me on that.
We'll be back for another big sports day tomorrow. College football, high school football, like I showed you. We got a lot going on. That will do it for 5 on Your Sideline tonight, though. Have a great weekend, St. Louis.
Five on Your Sideline was sponsored by Sideline Stricker Nobi John Deere.